Hello and welcome back to Toward Wellbeing. This is Rachel. I just wanted to have a little chat today about resilience. I think after 2020, our children are definitely in need of our support to continue building their resilience. So I'd like to start by just mentioning a really interesting study. It was conducted by Andrew Fuller in 2014, and essentially the study said that children who have the highest resilience most commonly agree with these two following statements, but also that the children who do not have high resilience most commonly disagree with these two following statements. So there's some pretty clear consensus that these two things are incredibly important for our children and their resilience. So the two things are, I have a parent who cares about me, and the second one is, I have a parent who listens to me. It's pretty powerful stuff, and it sounds really simple, but that's also a good thing, because it means that we've got some really clear ways to help us support our children to become more resilient. So firstly, think about what it feels like for you as an adult and within your other relationships to truly feel like somebody cares about you, and also what it really feels like when somebody is listening, not just while they're distracted, but actually truly attuning and hearing what you have to say. It's pretty impactful. So what are some of the ways that we can show our children that we care for them and also that we're really listening? So the first one is about quality, not quantity of time. And I think that's a real relief and can take a lot of pressure off busy parents. Parenting is a tough gig. Many parents also have other things in their world. The children are not the only relationships that we have. Many parents also have other jobs or hobbies or expectations, other things that they need to do outside of parenting their children. So I think it's really important that we don't feel guilty about not being able to spend 24/7 with them, but also that the time that we do have, really focusing on making sure that that is quality time. So what does that mean? So firstly, I would definitely suggest not bringing a screen with you or not playing on your phone while you're spending time with your child. They know that your attention is diverted elsewhere. So obviously switch this off when you've finished watching it. But all jokes aside, no screens. You actually really want to focus on your child and not have any distraction. And that can also be the same for family time. So you might wish to have screen-free evenings or a couple of screen-free hours each weekend, because screens are distracting. It stops us from having those really important conversations. So what is another way that we can really show our children that we are listening? So that's the second part. We show our children that we're listening by using our non-verbal communication. So 93% of the message that we convey to people is through our non-verbal communication, not actually the words that we say. So it's really important that we show them with our bodies that we're really listening and attuned to them. So that involves getting down to their level, making eye contact, having an open posture, so arms aren't crossed or clenched, just open, and point your body in their direction. And that just all by itself goes a really, really long way towards your child believing that you are truly listening to them. The other part is how do you demonstrate listening? You demonstrate listening by asking questions to show that you're interested. So your child could be talking about their favourite TV show or a favourite character or what happened in their day. It doesn't matter what it is. Ask them questions. Oh, can you tell me some more about that? Or, oh, that was really interesting. What happened next? Or it could be why questions. Think who, what, when, where, why, and ask them a whole bunch of different questions to really show them that you're interested in what they're interested in and also in what they have to say. And the other way that we demonstrate listening is by paraphrasing or summarizing. It's taking all the different threads of the conversation and reflecting it back to your child so that they know that you have been listening. So it could be something like, my gosh, you said today that you had an argument with your friend at recess and that you felt so lonely. That must have been a really tough day for you. you could also then add on a reflection of feeling to further show connection with your child. So if we use that same example of before, you might add on something like, I wonder if that made you feel sad, or that would have made me feel really sad. What did you feel? And it's just a way of showing your child that you're really attuned to them and listening, not just to the words, but actually to what it is that they're trying to tell you when they're speaking. The other really important thing about showing your child you care is attuning to the way that they like to be loved. So there's this really interesting, you may have heard of it, Gary Chapman spoke about the 5 love languages. And if you can actually go onto the website, 5 is in the number 5, lovelanguages.com, and you can actually take a little quiz. You can do it as a couple, for children, just for yourself, and actually find out some really interesting information about the way that you feel loved or the way that others feel loved. And there's, as I said, there's 5 different love languages. So you've got words of affirmation, acts of service, physical touch, quality time, and receiving gifts. And I think that it's really important if we connect with how our children like to be loved and demonstrate it in that way. Other ways that you can show your child that you care for them is by telling them, I love you, or reflecting back your appreciation or your gratitude for things that they've done or things that you're noticing, really showing them every day. And I think for me personally, the best time of day is bedtime. Getting to snuggle down next to my little person and read her a bedtime story. That's our real quality time. That's time that we carve out every single night. It's protected time, and it's a really special time for just us. So I'd love to hear your thoughts. How do you show your child that you care? And let me know in the comments below. Thank you so much for listening, and I'll speak to you next time.